Hello guys. Hurry up guys to join the city ring. Saliman, hello dear, how are you my friend? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring. Yes dear, I'm going to write your name. Sarneen, how are you Sarneen? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring my dear. Thank you so much for joining to the city ring. Lali Sareen, how are you my dear? Malik, how are you Malik? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring. Malik, how are you Malik? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring manner. Jack, how are you Jack? Thank you so much for joining manner. IC, how are you IC? Thank you so much for joining my city ring. IC, how are you my dear? Thank you so much my dear for joining my city ring. Where are you from watching IC? Thank you so much for joining my love and a lot of respect of your joining to the city ring. You are Lenny. How are you Lenny? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring. Where are you from and watching Lenny? How are you my lovely honey? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring. Sarman, how are you Sarman? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring Sarman. I have respect of your journeys. Taran, how are you Taran? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring Taran. I have respect of your joining my city ring. Ruby, how are you Ruby? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring Ruby. I have to respect of your joining Sadiq. How are you Sadiq? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring Sadiq. Rahma, how are you Rahma? Thank you so much for joining my city ring Rahma. How are you my dear? Thank you so much for joining my city ring. Hurry up guys to write your name. Hello my friend Pio, how are you Pio? Thank you so much for joining my city ring Pio. Kana, how are you Kana? Thank you so much for joining Loudly Kana. How are you Kana? Thank you so much for joining my city ring. Jerome, how are you Jerome? Thank you so much for joining Loudly Jerome. How are you Loudly Jerome? Naze, how are you Naze? Thank you so much for joining lovely Naze. How are you my dear? Inhappen, how are you Inhappen? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring Inhappen. Layla, how are you Lala? Thank you so much for joining my city ring Lala. How are you lovely Lala? Thank you so much for joining Ama. How are you Ama? Thank you so much for joining my city ring Mala. I have to respect after joining Lama. Thank you so much for joining my city ring. Amma, how are you Amma? Thank you so much for joining my city ring, my dear. Bonoi, how are you Bonoi? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring, Bonoi. How is your day going, my dear? Salam, how are you Salam? Thank you so much for joining my city ring, Salam. Thank you so much for joining, my dear. Hurry up guys to make the like and subscribing the channel. Thank you so much for joining to the city ring. Coco, how are you Coco? Thank you so much for joining my city ring, Coco. How are you lovely Coco? Thank you so much for joining to the city ring, my love. Hurry up guys to make the like and subscribing the channel. Alma, how are you, Alma? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Alma. How are you, Alma? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Hurry up, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel, guys. I want to know from everyone, where are you from watching? Zozo, how are you, Zozo? Thank you so much for joining, lovely Zozo. Where are you from watching, Manio? Hurry up guys to make the like and subscribing the channel. Thank you so much. Welcome my dear, welcome. Hurry up guys, double tapping on the screen guys to make the like and subscribing the channel. Kenza, how are you, Kenzie? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. How are you, Kenzie? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Kenzie. How are you, my lovely honey? Hurry up guys to make the like and subscribing the channel and drop the flag of your country, my lovely friend. Where are you from watching the screen? Hurry up guys to make the like and subscribing the channel. Thank you so much for watching my screen. And a lot of respect after joining to the stream, guys. Hurry up guys to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for watching my screen. Yeah guys, Ikra, how are you, Ikra? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Ikra. How are you, Ikra? Thank you so much, Ikra. DJ, how are you, DJ? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, DJ. I respect for joining my dear. Fatima, how are you, Fatima? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Fatima. I respect for joining my love. I really appreciate having a respect for joining my stream. Yada, how are you, Yada? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Yada. Hurry up guys to write your name in the chat. I want to know from the Ari and the lovely audience. Hijab, how are you, Hijab? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Hijab. Khaled, how are you, Khaled? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Mala. I really appreciate and respect of you joining my stream. Yeah guys, double tapping on the screen guys. Hurry up guys, double tapping on the screen. Nala, how are you, pretty lad? Nala, thank you so much for joining my stream, pretty Nala. Thank you so much for joining my love. Bradley, how are you, Bradley? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Bradley. Out of respect of your joining, my dear. Hello, my dear. How are you, my dear? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Mila, how are you, Mila? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Mila. And just I have been trying to find your stream. I have got your stream names search area, right? Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining. Mason, how are you, Mason? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Mason. Thank you so much, my dear, to make the like, guys, and subscribing the channel. To write your name in the chat, guys. Hurry up, guys. Israr, how are you, Israr? Thank you so much for joining my stream. I'm right, Mason. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Buddy, how are you, buddy? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. How are you, Jessica? What are you doing, my love? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining, Jeff. How are you, Jeff? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Jeff. Where are you from? Watching my there. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, Isra. How are you, Isra? 10 people is watching, guys. Please double tapping on the screen, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel, guys, to encourage the watching, guys. Yeah, double tapping on the screen. Every person have to double tap on the screen to make the like and subscribing the channel. Double tapping on the screen. Rame, how are you, Rame? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Rame. Thank you so much, Tonic. How are you, lovely Tonic? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Tonic. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. I have a lot of respect of you joining to the stream. Thank you, guys. Good morning, brother. How are you, Poreka? Jack, thank you so much for joining my stream. Have a good morning. How are you, my dear? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Jack, I'll write your name, my dear. Hi, Naz. How are you, Naz? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Happy to see you here, Naz. How are you, my lovely friend? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Rachel, how are you, Rachel? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Rachel. How are you, Naz? Thank you so much for joining, pretty Naz. What's up, dear? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Rachel, thank you so much for joining my stream, Rachel. Happy to see you here, my dear. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Camre, how are you, Camre? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Camre. Tina, how are you, Tina? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Tina. Hurry up, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel. Naz, how are you, Naz? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Naz. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Latu, how are you, Latu? Thank you so much for joining my stream. No, never goodbye. And thank you for joining. Jungin, how are you, my dear? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone, to write your name in the chat, guys. I really appreciate and respect of your joining to the stream, guys. Drop the flag of your country. Where are you from? Watching the screen. Yeah, guys, hurry up to write your name in the chat, guys, and also to appreciate my stream. How are you, Sarah? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How are you, my dear? Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. I have a lot of respect of your joining, Alex. How are you, Alex? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Alex. Oliver, how are you, Oliver? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Yeah, guys, to make the appreciation on my screen, to write your name in the chat. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Jessica, are you watching my stream, my love? Thank you so much for joining my stream. If you are watching my stream, just type on the screen, my dear. Hurry up, guys, make the like and subscribing the channel, guys, and also to do a super chat on our stream, guys. Click on my goal to make a small donation on our stream. Maragales, thank you so much for joining to the stream, my dear. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Priyanka, how are you, Priyanka? Thank you so much for joining my stream. to write your name, guys, and make the like and subscribing the channel. Hurry up, guys. Thank you so much for joining my stream. How are you, Pioli? How are you, Pioli? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Pioli. I respect of your joining, my dear. Thank you so much for being there. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat and double tapping on the screen, guys, to increase the likes and to do a super chat on our stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching the screen. Yeah, guys, make the like and subscribing the channel. Thank you so much for joining my stream. So right, how are you, my love? Keep joining, guys. Keep tapping and keep joining and keep sharing, guys. Well, how are you, Well? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Well, I have to respect of your joining, my love. Yeah, guys, hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream. I have a lot of respect of your joining my stream. Shantu, how are you, Shantu? How are you, lovely Shantu? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, lovely Shantu. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for being there. I have a lot of respect of you joining to the stream. Taylor, how are you, Taylor? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Taylor. Hannaz, how are you, Hannaz? Thank you so much for being there, Hannaz. Uze, how are you, Uze? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Malali Uze. Davido, how are you, Davido? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Davido. I have to respect of your joining, my love. To write your name, guys, double tapping on the screen, guys. Please double tapping on the screen to make the like and subscribing the channel, and also to do a super chat on our stream. Lady, how are you, lady? Thank you so much for joining, my lovely honey. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Yeah, guys, to write your name in the chat. Janel, how are you, Janel? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Janel. Keep joining, guys. Keep tapping and keep joining and keep sharing. Daisy, how are you, Daisy? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Where are you from watching, Daisy? Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. I have a lot of respect of you joining to the stream, my dear. Skylar, how are you, Skylar? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Skylar. Hurry up, guys, to encourage the watching and to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. I want to know from the array and the lovely audience, where are you from watching the screen? Shakil, how are you, Shakil? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. I will subscribe you if you Kinsey. Thank you so much, Kinsey. How are you, Kinsey? Where are you from watching, my lolly honey? Thank you so much for subscribing, Kinsey. And Phonics, how are you, Phonics? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, my love. Kinsey and Phonics, thank you so much for joining my stream. Jamari, how are you, Jamari? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Jamari, thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Dia, how are you, Dia? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Dia. Wilbur, how are you, Wilbur? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Wilbur. Thank you so much, guys. Goreno, how are you, Goreno? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Hi Orna, how are you, my dear? Thank you so much for joining my stream. To make the like and subscribing the channel, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. Arnu, how are you, Arnu? Thank you so much for joining, Arnu. I have to respect of your joining, Arnu. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat and to subscribing the channel. Falavio, how are you, Falavio? Where are you from watching, Falavio? Thank you so much for watching my Korean, my love. Yeah, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel, to write your name in the chat. Fiona, how are you, Fiona? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Fiona. Please, guys, make the like and subscribing the channel. Addy, how are you, Addy? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Addy. To encourage the watching, guys, and do double tap on the screen. Please make the like, guys. Encourage the watching. Encourage the watching, guys. Garanio, I write your name on there. Please, guys, double tapping on the screen to encourage the watching, and I'll write the next name, guys. Thank you so much for being there, my dear. Hurry up, guys. Furry, how are you, Furry? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Furry. I had to love of your joining. Metan, how are you, Metan? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. I love to your joining on my stream, my dear. Encourage the watching, guys. Erwa, how are you, Erwa? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Erwa. Where are you from watching, Erwa? Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. Hurry up, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel, guys, and also drop the flag of your country. Sasby, how are you, Sasby? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Ali, how are you, Ali? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. I have to respect of your joining. Hi there, how are you, Jessica? Thank you so much for joining once again. Jimmy, how are you, Jimmy? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Jimmy. How is your day going, Jessica? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Hurry up, guys. Try to find your live stream on your iPad, but I was not live. And today I got some fruit roll-ups. Oh my god, dear guys, he deserves a like and subscribing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. for your likes, my dear. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Jimmy, having a lot of respect of your joining, my dear. If you can do a super chat for my appreciation, I will write your name with a different color of the pen on the boxes, my dear. Thank you so much for joining. Millie, how are you, Millie? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Millie. Thank you, Millie. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. I like again. I'm your third likes. Yeah, thank you so much for the 13 likes. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much for the likes. Palace, how are you, Palace? Thank you so much for joining to the city room. I'm gonna go respect. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Thank you so much for joining my city room, my dear. I have a lot of respect after joining my law. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. You have to always join my stream, my dear. Rogin, how are you, Rogin? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Rogin. Hurry up, guys. Alex, how are you, Alex? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Alex. Keep tapping, guys. Tapping on the screen to make the like and subscribing the channel. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Milo, how are you, Milo? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Milo. How are you, Milo? Malfin, how are you, Malfin? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Malfin. Thank you so much, Malfin. Hurry up, guys. Double tapping on the screen, guys. Make the like and subscribing the channel. If someone can do easily super chat on our stream, guys, to make a donation on our stream. Daru, how are you, Daru? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Daru. How are you, dear? I got a Tugnet tattoo for a roll up. Daru, how are you, Daru? Thank you so much for joining. Loretta, how are you, Loretta? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Loretta. I have to respect of your joining, my dear. Hurry up, guys. Billy, how are you, Billy? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, my dear. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for the make the like and subscribing. Bia, how are you, Bia? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Bia. Hurry up, guys. Thank you, Bia. How are you, Billy? Where are you from watching, my dear? Thank you so much for watching my screen. Lily, how are you, Lily? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Lily. I'm so happy today because I find your live stream. Thank you, Jessica. I respect after joining, Lily. I write your name, my love. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Horace, how are you, Horace? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Horace. I'm from Norway. Okay, my dear. Andrew, how are you, Andrew? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Andrew. Thank you so much for watching from USA Manner. Hurry up guys to encourage the watching us. Amin, how are you? Amin, thank you so much for joining my stream. Amin, thank you. Amin, Gunhill, thank you so much for joining to the stream. Gunhill, hurry up guys. Cc, how are you? Cc, thank you so much for joining to the stream once again. Cc, how are you my love? Asifa, how are you? Asifa, thank you so much for joining my stream. How are you, Cc? Thank you so much for joining, my dear. Hurry up, guys, to write your name. My birthday is on July and 12 July. Yeah, Jessica, we will celebrate your birthday on our stream, okay? We will also to make a small Conquest. How are you, Conquest? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Thank you, my dear Andy. How are you, Andy? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. We will also celebrate of your birthday on our stream, okay? Hamna, how are you, Hamna? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Hamna. Mahin, how are you, Mahin? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Hurry up guys to make the like and subscribing the channel guys. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Thank you for the celebration my birthday on your stream. I will be turning 8 years old on my birthday. Oh, that's great. We will celebrate. It will be thanks. Welcome my dear. Welcome. It will be the player moment for us. So we have to join your birthday on our stream. We will arrange the function on our stream. The many people really have to join our stream. Aleph, how are you, Aleph? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Aleph. How are you, Aleph? Thank you so much for joining our stream. Celia, how are you, Cecilia? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Mania. I really appreciate and respect of your joining on our stream. Thank you, Aleph. Where are you from watching, Aleph? Jaden, how are you, Jaden? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Jaden. Try to make some paper sequentially. Quail, how are you, Quail? What do you mean there? I did not understand what you want to make. Hurry up guys. Shanti, how are you, Shanti? Thank you so much for joining. Koyal, how are you, Koyal? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Felipe, how are you, Felipe? Thank you so much for joining the stream, Felipe. I respect of your joining, my dear. Hurry up guys to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Keep joining. Ikram, how are you, Ikram? Thank you so much for joining my stream. How are you, Felipe? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Where are you from watching, Felipe? Thank you so much for joining my stream once again, my dear. Annabella, how are you, Annabella? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Annabelle. Thank you so much for joining. And how are you, Anne? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. And hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream, guys. I have an ace of paperwork as you need to like keep more cotton and some likes and something you cook and compare is yeah. I have to I have got your point. Wakil, thank you so much for joining to the stream. Thank you so much, guys. Make the like and subscribing the channel. Gojo, how are you, Gojo? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. All you need to do is grab a cracker and some chocolates. After all, yeah, lot tasted and melted push is a cracker and chocolate. Right? Okay, I understand, my dear. Anto, how are you, Anto? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Antonia, how are you, Antonia? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Thank you so much, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel, guys. Yeah, guys, derived your flag of your country. Dali, how are you, Dali? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Dali. I have to respect of your joining to make the like. Another fact that I have said even side paper sequentially more just forget I our side. Leora, how are you, Leora? Thank you so much for joining my stream, my Leora. Thank you so much, Leora. Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. I have a lot of respect of you joining to the stream. Please make the like and subscribing the channel. Just ignore the fact that even I said that I was making some paper. Yeah, right. 1 second, Manuel. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Okay, Noor, I write your name, Manuel. Noor, I'm going to write your name, Noor. Normal Malan, Sphinxy. You making a soft paper, my dear. Victoria, thank you so much for joining to the stream. How are you, Victoria? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Before you read all my comments and just ignoring like to look so no, I am not ignoring, my dear. Actually I am reading the all comment. There are a lot of the comments, just have to reading all. So Jessica, I will give you my Instagram, okay? And you should also to share your personal discussion on the Instagram, okay? Let me hear the name of the Instagram. Let me write it. It's my Instagram. You have to note it here, my dear. Let me write it here. Yeah. NAZU triple L NAZU triple L 0131. Okay, you have to send me message on there. Okay, I'm not ignoring the comment. You know there is a lot of the comments, so that's why I cannot answer of the array. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Hello, you are here. Thank you so much on our stream. How are you, my lovely brother? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Have a sweetheart for joining my stream, my brother. How is your day going, my dear? Thank you so much for joining that tribulation. How are you, tribulation? Thank you so much. Let me write the name of the tribulation with the green pin, guys. You know the tribulation is a donator. He donate on a many stream. He always the help contributor. Thank you so much, tribulation. How are you, tribulation? Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. Thank you so much, tribulation. How are you, my dear? Thank you so much for joining my stream. I have a lot of respect of your joining on my stream, my dear. Oh, I am back. Thank you. I am blessed. Thank you for asking. God bless you, the tribulation. God bless you, healthy life, my dear. God bless you. God give you happiness on your life, on your life, and always best wishes for you. You know you have to on a right place. Wallah, I have some people have to watch my screen, and some and these have to lowers have to join my stream. I have to comment on the some of the donators. They have to join and support on our stream. And that are very kind. Wallah, I have a lot of respect. God bless you, healthy life, and always. I'm also gonna to giving you a value of my stream. You have to always join my stream, please, and also to supporting us on our stream. Carol, thank you so much for joining to the stream, Carol. Wallah, I have to very happy to see you here on my stream, my lovely brother. I have to also give you a value of my screen. Yeah, you can also check out. I have to give you the value of my screen, my dear. Thank you, Annam. How are you, Annam? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Annam. Yeah, guys, I have to make the heart for the tribulation. He is a very kind person of our stream, guys. We have a lot of respect of the joining of the tribulation. Thank you so much for joining my stream, my love. How are you? How is your the day going, tribulation? Thank you so much. Thank you, tribulation. Thank you so much. I have to look that, my dear. I have to give you a value of my stream. Thank you so much for joining to stream. Please subscribe my channel and always have to join my stream, my love. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. LC, how are you, LC? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, LC. Thank you, LC. I have a lot of respect of your joining. Amen. Don't forget subscribing my channel. Okay, my dear. Ahmed Sport, thank you so much for joining my stream. Neymar, how are you, Neymar? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Neymar. Yeah, guys, make the like and subscribing the channel, and also to do a super chat on our stream. Rocco, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Rocco. Tribulation, are you watching my stream, my dear? Neymar, I write your name, Neymar. Aliha, how are you, Aliha? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. I always loved your live stream. How you gently you talk to the people. That's a comment. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica, I am nothing without of you, my dear. You are all having the kind person that have to join my stream to support me on a stream. Voila, that's a great for me. I am nothing without of you. I have everything with you, really, with the every kind persons. And those have to spread the love on the stream and mix support on our stream. Thank you so much for joining, my dear Naros. Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Naros. I really appreciate of you joining, Naros. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Tribulation, are you watching my stream, my lovely brother? Soha, how are you, Soha? Thank you so much. Tribulation is a donate on our stream. Soha, how are you, Soha? Thank you so much, Tribulation, for donating on our stream. God bless you, healthy life, and God bless you, give you more success in your life. Thank you so much for donating Tribulation. Let me write it the name of the Tribulation once again. Thank you so much, Tribulation. God bless you. Many more success on your life, my dear. Tribulation, please subscribe my channel, my dear. Yeah, please subscribe my channel and always join my stream, please, my dear. Thank you so much for joining my stream. I'm gonna to writing your name with a different pen. Yeah, guys, to make a donation, I write the name of the every person with the different pen, guys. He is a very kind. Thank you so much, Tribulation. I have a lot of respect of you joining my live. Yeah, Tribulation, can you click on the goal to do a super chat by the goal? So my goal has been complete. If you can by the goal, my dear. Pinto, how are you, Pinto? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Pinto. How are you, Pinto? Thank you so much, guys. God bless you, Kurdistan. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Jessica looks, and these are the lovely peoples that have to join to the stream to spread the love on our stream. Kurdistan. Thank you so much for joining, Kurdistan. Yara, how are you, Yara? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Yara. Neon, how are you, Neon? Thank you so much for joining our stream. Enzo, how are you, Enzo? Thank you so much for joining our stream, Enzo. Thank you so much. Tara, how are you, Tara? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Hello, Jadi, how are you, Jadi? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tribulation, are you watching my stream, mother? Muhammad, thank you so much for joining my stream, Muhammad. Thank you so much. Daddy, where are you from watching my dear? Thank you so much, guys. Hurry up, guys, everyone, to make the like and subscribing the channel. Yeah, guys, I really appreciate and respect of you joining to the stream. To make the like, guys, and subscribing the channel. Tribulation, are you there, my dear? Hurry up, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel, guys, and do super chat on our stream. And somebody has to click our goal to complete our goal, guys. Maro, how are you, Maro? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Maro. Yeah, guys, hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Pally, how are you, Pally? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Pally. Yeah, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Swal Ball, thank you so much for joining to the stream. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream. To make the like and subscribing the channel, guys. 8 people is watching our stream. Please, guys, click on yeah, guys, click on the god and to write your name. Hi, me, Silver. How are you, Silver? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Silver. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. To make the like and subscribing the channel. Thank you so much for joining my stream, guys. I really appreciate and respect of your joining, guys. Thank you so much for being there, guys. Money, how are you, Money? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Money. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for joining my stream. To make the like and subscribing the channel. Leo K, how are you, Leo K? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. How are you, Leo K? Mara, how are you, Mara? Thank you so much for joining our stream, Mara. Thank you. Welcome, my dear. Leo K, where are you from watching my stream, Leo K? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream, guys. To make the like and subscribing the channel. Carlos, how are you, Carlos? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Carlos. I respect of your joining, my love. Hurry up, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel, guys. Thank you so much for joining our stream. To write your name in the chat, guys. Leona, how are you, Leona? Thank you so much for joining our stream, Leona. I respect of your joining, my love. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining our stream. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for joining my stream. To make the like and subscribing the channel. And also drop the flag of your country. Where are you from watching the screen? Keep joining, guys. Keep tapping. Yara, how are you, Yara? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Yara. I have to respect of your joining, Yara. Thank you so much, Yara. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my sister Raymala. And a lot of respect if you're joining to the sister Raym. Dakar, how are you, Dakar? Thank you so much for joining to the Sitarim, Dakar. How are you, my dear? Thank you so much for joining my Sitarim. Hi, Dakar. How is your good day, guys? Ale, how are you, Ale? Thank you so much for joining to the Sitarim, my dear. Yeah, guys, double tapping on the screen, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my Sitarim. Just write the name, my dear, please. Only you should have to write any name. Roman, how are you, Roman? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Roman. Thank you so much for joining. Emma, how are you, Emma? Thank you so much, Emma. Ethan, how are you, Ethan? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Ethan. Jack, are you watching the screen? Thank you, Emma. How is your day going, my dear? Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. How is your day going, my dear? Thank you so much for joining our stream, Emma. Samor, how are you, Samor? Thank you so much for joining our stream, Samor. How are you, Samor? Thank you so much, Samor. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much. Where are you from watching, Samor? How are you, Samor? Where are you from watching, Samor? There is only 4 people is yeah. There is only 4 people is watching. Alina, how are you, Alina? Thank you so much for watching my stream. Yeah, we do not have much more community. I am watching from the Portugal. Oh my God, you are watching from Portugal. Thank you so much. Happy to see you from Portugal. Please do not appreciate. Please don't me. I am only non-air or salmon or Mo. How are you, Mo? Mom, what's time right now in your country, my dear? Yeah, what's time right now in your country? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Skeshu, how are you, Skeshu? Thank you so much. 5:53 p.m. Oh my God, that's a great dear. Here the time is right now 12:53 a.m. You know, 12:53 a.m. So thank you so much for joining to happy evening. Eastern. I'm from Turkey. Okay, you are from Turkey. Sia, how are you, Sia? Bam, can you do a super chat on our stream, my dear Alina and that sister? So late. Yes, yeah. It's too late, my Bam. Thank you so much for joining our stream, Malina. How are you, Malina? Are you Muslim? Dear Aribam, are you Muslim? You are my most favorite streamer. Thank you, Ima. Thank you so much, Ima. Thank you so much, Ima. I really appreciate of your kind word, my dear. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Bam, are you Muslim, dear? Charlotte, thank you so much for joining to the stream. Wow, mashallah. Thank you so much. Happy to see you, my dear. Thank you so much. Bam, please subscribe my channel, please, and always join my stream. Yeah, Bam, can you do a super chat on our stream, dear? Yeah, make a small donation on our stream. I'll subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing. Asima, how are you, Asima? Thank you so much for joining our stream, Asima. Thank you so much. How do I do it? Yeah, click on my goal, or you will be showing also the money icon on there. Yeah, the money icon you will be showing. There you'll be showing a money icon. Click on the money icon, or also you have to click by goal. To click by goal, you have to do a chat by the goal. When I first started watching, I was at our aunties, and thank you so much for watching. And you have to always watch my stream and appreciate on my stream, and also to have to spread love on my stream. You and Jessica and the Tribulation and Ali have too many people have to join my stream. Yeah, I have too many friends. They are very kind, bro. Don't have money to right now. Is that okay? Okay, when you should have to money, then you do a super chat on our stream. Okay, my dear. I cannot hear you from my mom's is playing music so loud. Oh my god. That's great. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel. Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Amaris, how are you, Amaris? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Amaris. I think you should sleep. No, brother, I cannot sleep. You know, I'm waiting for that to somebody have to support me on my stream. When I have to get support on the stream, then I will go sleep. How I have to go sleep without any getting support, you know, because it's too late for me. Emma, I have to see your video, Emma. Mom, it's very late on here, my dear. So I cannot go to sleep. You know, it's very hard when I have to. Why do not looks at me? I have write your name, my dear. And miss, I write your name, my dear. Yeah, when I have, wait, be back. Okay, man. When I have to get support on the stream, then I will go to the sleep. Yeah, my dear. Yeah, thank you so much for joining to the stream. Hurry up, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel, guys. Yeah, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel. Thank you so much for joining my stream. I have a lot of respect. Anaya, how are you, Anaya? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Anaya. Where are you from watching, Anaya? Because sleeping late can cause health problem by the time, so I will not be able to see my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, my dear. I will try to. I'm trying to adjust my time. You know, I have to Japan. Thank you so much for watching from Japan. Thank you so much. Anala, are you Muslim, my dear? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Mariam, I'm writing your name, Mariam. Anaya, are you Muslim, Anaya sister? Thank you so much for watching from Japan. Thank you so much. Please subscribe my channel, Anaya. Thank you so much for watching from Japan. Anaya, I am Muslim. Mariam, you are a Muslim. Where are you from watching, Mariam? Julia, how are you, Julia? Thank you so much for watching from Julia. How are you, lovely Julia? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Anaya, where are yeah? What's time right now in the Japan? And thank you. Okay, Mariam, where are you from? I am from Pakistan, dear. Yeah, hurry up, guys. I am from Brazil. Julia, you are from Brazil. Thank you so much for watching from Brazil, my dear. I have a lot of respect of you joining from Brazil. Mariam, you are from Kashmir. Thank you so much for watching from Kashmir, Mariam. Thank you so much. Me too. I just live in Portugal. Thank you so much for watching from Portugal. I have a lot of respect of you watching from Portugal. Anaya, are you watching my stream, Anaya? Hurry up, guys. Make the like and subscribing the channel. Thank you so much. Anaya, can you do a super chat on our stream today, Anaya sister? Please, Anaya, you should to do a super chat on our stream. Yeah, Quetta. Yeah, Bum. Yeah, Bum. I am from Quetta, my dear. One, two, your button. Are you in Pakistan? I'm from Quetta, dear. I'm from Quetta, Balochistan. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for watching the screen. Yeah, guys, to do a super chat on our stream. Thank you so much for the likes. Sorry, I do not understand. Can you repeat? I say, can you do a super chat on my stream, my dear? To make a donation, you have to do click on the money icon. You will be doing and the yeah. Ali, how are you, Ali? Thank you so much for joining, Ali. You will be showing the money icon on there. Peter, how are you, Peter? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Peter. How are you, Peter Curry? Yeah, you will be showing the money icon. Click on the money icon and to make a small donation on our stream eBay. Me Aston. Bombay, what do you mean, brother? How you are writing Balochi, but you are living in Portugal? How does you understand Balochi, Bombay? How does you living in Portugal? Please, guys, make the like and subscribing the channel. Yes, I do Balochi. So you do Balochi. I have to understand what does have to write you in the comment. I am a Balochi speaker. I know how to speak it, but you are living in Portugal. That's a great. Samra, thank you so much for watching from Pakistan. Anaya sister, are you watching my stream still? Regina, how are you, Regina? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Regina. Thank you so much, Regina. Watching from, where are you from? Can you write my name? Why not, my dear? Regina, and thank you so much, Pakistan Zindabad. Yeah, Pakistan Zindabad. Bam, you write something in Balochi. Emma, thank you so much for joining to the stream. Lovely Emma, how are you, Emma? Thank you so much. Dabo, you are from watching France. Oh, that's a great. That's a great. You are from watching France. Yes, sorry. Okay, that's great there. And you have to a Balochi speaker. Happy to see you there. You are living in Portugal. You should to support us, mommy. You should to support us. Can I send you 500? Yeah, that should be amazing. You have to send me $500 on my stream. Wallah, I have to never forget your con if you send to a $500 on our stream. Really, my dear, I will go to the sleep if you have to. Later, I'm gonna to make a video. Okay, ma. Later, you have to make a video. Crazy, and thank you so much for joining, Crazy. Jal, how are you, Jal? Can I send you a Zoro when I got money? Yeah, bam. You can send me. You can send me, my dear. Jal, how are you, Jal? Thank you so much for watching. One of the my fans, one wide. Hurry up, guys, to write your name. Bum, thank you, Bum. Thank you so much. You should do a super chat, guys. Yeah, to do a super chat. Bum, where do you living in Portugal, Bum? I send you now. Check if you have. Yeah, when you do a super chat and there of the $500, then it will be seen on the screen. The every people has and your super chat will be appear on the screen. Kumbara, thank you. So what you have to do from in Portugal? Digital blogger, thank you so much for joining. Hurry up, guys, write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Okay, I'm gonna make a video. I will be back. Irwa, how are you, Irwa? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Irwa. How are you, Irwa? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Irwa. Okay, Emma, take care of your time, my dear. Hurry up, guys. To Raja, I have just lost their cause condition in Pakistan are bad because some are gangs, some of the gangs. I just live there cause condition in Pakistan are the bad because some of the gangs. Bum parche bum. Parche bum. Nasreen, how are you, Nasreen? Thank you so much for joining, Nasreen. You are Langui Baloch Bum? What's your cause? You are Langui or Jamali? Other type. Have you understand what I have said, Bum? Jamali. Okay, you are Jamali. Yeah, there is many Jamali and Quieter. Alexandra. Yeah, there are many Jamali in the Quieter. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you. Happy to see you, Jamal. You are a Baloch from Moria in Portugal. Happy to see you. Really, please subscribe my channel. Jamali, it's my Instagram. Looks that Nazul NAZU triple L 0131. Got the screenshot. Ellie, how are you, Ellie? Thank you so much for joining. Got the screenshot. Okay. You have also to contact me on Instagram. Got the screenshot. Nazul, you know it's a Balochi name, Nazul, and is that you triple L? Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Got the screenshot, okay? Nazul 0131. Okay, you have to contact me on Instagram, okay? Alim, how are you, Alim? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Alim. I see, how are you, I see? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, I see, Ali. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, make the like and subscribing the channel. Okay, I got to go eat, so bye. I will come back. Okay. Thank you so much. Washatki, thank you so much. Thank you. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining our stream. To make the like and subscribing the channel. Jai, how are you, Jai? Thank you so much for joining my stream, Jai. Keep tapping, guys, keep tapping and keep sharing. Yeah, guys, just write down under where are you from watching the screen to make the like and subscribing the channel, guys. Batul, how are you, Batul? Thank you so much for joining our stream, Batul. Thank you so much for watching the stream, guys. I really appreciate and respect of you joining to the stream. Yeah, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream. I really appreciate of you joining to the stream, guys. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Thank you so much for joining my stream, guys. Sandhya, how are you, Sandhya? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Sandhya. Thank you, Sandhya. How are you, my dear? Hurry up, guys, to make the like and subscribing the channel and to do a super chat on our stream, guys.